That'd be interesting.
Is that Piers Corbyn?
Is it? 2 seconds.
Is it? Keep it down a bit.
So, when it comes to our MPs, over the last 10 years, there seems to be a sort of move towards urbanisation when it comes to our MPs. If we're looking at a possible Conservative or Labour government, Mr. Lowe, who would be the best or worst for the countryside?
Well, I think we need a reform government rather than a Labour or a Tory government. We've had enough of the Reds and the Blues. I think we need the light blues now. What we need is somebody from outside the existing political establishment who's going to radically review all the things that are wrong, and by the way, there are lots of them, and change the way in which we're governed. And I think reform's got the chance of doing that. And fortunately, I am a farmer. I love farming, it's my passion. And to see Rachel Reeves and Steve Reed not only resiling on their words, Steve Reed said he wouldn't put up APR before the election. He then resiled on that and they put up APR. They put up APR not just for farms, but for small businesses. So I hope the farmers, it's great to see so much hardware in Whitehall, combines next. And I think the farmers have got to keep turning the heat up. I hope the small businesses will turn the heat up. They've done their very best to alienate the pensioners, to alienate the small businesses, the farmers, and the private education industry, which is one of our most successful industries. So if you keep alienating the electorate, in the end you lose the country. And I think that's what's going to happen if they're not very careful. So I think people will keep making their feelings felt, keep expressing the fact that ultimately the electorate are the bosses and Parliament is the servant. And if ultimately the Parliament goes on doing things that people don't like, they're not going to accept it. And in the end, they've got their vote next time round to vote them out of power, which is what sovereign democracy in the UK is all about.
Has today surprised you, the commitment?
No, I think we've got fantastic farmers. They're a very disunited industry in that they're all individuals. They spend a lot of time on their own. They do a real job. They produce a vital commodity. I mean, food security in this country is arguably now at a perilous low. I think after the war, everybody realised how important food security was. We spent a lot of money ensuring we had food security. We ended up with food mountains, and I think now we've gone too far the other way. So it's time to start rebuilding Britain's own farming industry, producing food that people consume here. We've got some of the best soils in the world. The indexes that these farmers keep up in their soils is very good, which means the food they produce is nutritious. And frankly, I'd rather eat food produced here than I would food produced anywhere else. So hopefully we'll get the food labelling right. The problem is that the distribution of food is now run by an oligopoly, which is the supermarkets. And that has worked against a band of individuals like the farmers, and it penalises them. So really government should be dealing with the oligopolistic distribution of food as a matter of emergency.
Okay, last question. He's not blinking. Mr. Starmer is not blinking. You're in the house with him. You sort of maybe have a sense of his personality more than others because you're in that chamber. What will actually push him over? What will actually make the difference, do you think?
Well, do any of us know what Keir Starmer thinks? He doesn't usually say what he thinks. He never answers any questions that we ask him in Parliament. That doesn't matter whether it's me asking them or Jeremy Corbyn asking them. He was complaining that his questions weren't being answered the other day. So that makes a bit of a mockery of Parliament. But who is Keir Starmer? What does he really believe? Is he what he appears to be? Because I think if he's being a responsible politician, he should be putting the interests of the British people at the top of the agenda. But it appears to me he's doing absolutely his very best, along with his front bench, to damage the interests of the British people, not enhance them. And that's not his job.
Okay, as a farmer then, what's the best bit of farming?
I love farming, it's my passion.
What's the best bit?
Well, I love driving my combine harvester. That's my favourite bit.
Okay, is it a big one?
No, I haven't got a huge farm. I've got 865 acres. I've got some very poor soils in the Cotswolds. They eat your Wellington boots as you walk over them. I haven't got some of this wonderful Norfolk soil like we have in Great Yarmouth. But it's the best way to live your life. Unfortunately, what these people don't understand is farms might be worth a lot of money, but they don't produce a very good living. And ultimately it's a high risk, very, very high input, high work rate business. And I applaud all farmers. They work long hours, they do a very difficult job, and basically they're fantastic people. It's great to see them uniting, and hopefully they'll continue to unite, and they'll continue to make their feelings felt.
Thanks very much. Can I take the microphone off you before you disappear?
That's quite all right.